Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform's stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and who that too.
You're listening to the Pelicans postgame report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
The game tonight to me was they had 19 block shots. I don't know how often you see that. I mean, we were going at the basket and they were just blocking everything. So that was very difficult. But our guys did fight and stay in it, and they've done that all year. You guys know that. So it's never a problem with that. I didn't think we played very well in the first half defensively, but in the second half, particularly in the third quarter, we really got into them and played hard and well.
Obviously, the goal is W's, but nonetheless, your young guys are getting some really meaningful minutes right now down the stretch. How does that bode? What does that do for your squad, hopefully, in the future going forward?
I'm not right now, Jen. I mean, I'm sure it's a great question right now. I just don't really have that's not my concern right now, is what it will do in the future. I'm concerned about I was concerned about tonight. Now I'm concerned about Dallas. That's as far into the future as I'm interested in at this point.
Coach, early in that fourth, they were able to get into the paint and they started making those floaters. They were 8 for 9 with those little 7 to 10 footers, and that was really the turnaround in that ball game.
Yeah, I mean, they destroyed us in the paint tonight anyway. I mean, they 66 points in the paint and 27 times to the line. I mean, we just couldn't keep them out of the paint, and that was the problem tonight on the defensive end of the floor.
You mentioned the 19 block shots, and again, they do so many things well. Did the block shot situation even come into the conversation? I mean, Valanciunas is good, but they had a bunch of guys with at least 4.
Yeah, I mean, listen, so there's 19 block shots of our 91 shots. So think about that. We're 45 for 72 on the shots they didn't block. I mean, they did a great job protecting the basket. We got 9 more shots in the paint than they did and made 7 fewer. So I thought that was the key to the game. The turnovers are even. The rebounding's basically even. I thought our guys fought hard there. I mean, we made 1 more 3 than they did. I mean, it was a pretty even game. I thought the difference was the paint both ways. We didn't stop them in the paint. They did stop us in the paint. I thought that was the difference.
A lot of confident shots from McGill tonight. What did you think about his outing?
Oh, he played well. I mean, he played well. I wish I could have played him more, especially on the second night of a back-to-back. but I played him right to his limit. And I thought he did a good job. Obviously, I mean, he's a good offensive player. He can really score the ball, and he does a pretty good job guarding the ball defensively.
Yeah, and speaking of confident shots, Jackson Hayes has three-pointers tonight. You know, how impressive has it been just to see how comfortable he looks, you know, taking some of these shots, you know, out there on the perimeter.
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, usually he'll shoot one in a game to go 3 for 3. I mean, you know, I don't know what to tell you, you know. But Jackson's playing hard. He didn't rebound the ball as well tonight. I think a little bit tired. But he's playing hard and well.
In the few times we've had the practice this year, is Jackson has he shot the three, or is this just something that just happened in the game?
He shoots them every day with Darnell Lazar. He shoots them every day. So I do see him shooting them in the gym. Yeah.
Go ahead.
You mentioned tired. On the second night of a back-to-back, a lot of guys who aren't used to playing a ton of minutes. Did just fatigue play a role on your side, you think?
I mean, you know, it's the NBA. Like you get those things all the time. So, you know, I'm going to say that's just part of the NBA. And, Jackson but I was just saying with Jackson in particular, he played with such unbelievable energy last night. I don't think he had quite the same lift getting up on the boards. Plus he was on a big, strong dude down there. It was a little bit tougher tonight, but I'm happy as hell with the way he played. And listen, our guys are fighting hard. They're not quitting in games. I know you guys are at halftime. You're writing the story 3 straight nights ready to write. Like finally they just let go of the rope. They let it go and nope, here we come again, so it's a group that has been fighting. And I've said all along, right? I mean, it just, all these games come down to whether or not we play well enough. It's not going to have anything to do with guys not being ready or guys not giving an effort or any of that. I mean, it's just whether we play well enough. And in 2 of these 3 games, we just, we haven't made quite enough shots. I mean, we've been a couple of possessions away from winning the game. So, I thought really key play down the stretch was the turnover to the clear path foul. Even though he only makes 1 free throw, the fact they get it back, it's time and everything else. So I thought that was key. But we had some chances, and we just weren't able to quite get it done.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Yeah.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Chiming on this installment, much love to the flock. Appreciate y'all for being in the building for this one. Very tough one, a Pelican post-game report. Pelicans fall to the Grizzlies, 115-110. I welcome the flock to the show. Big ups to the Pelican post-game report. Big ups to the flock. I appreciate y'all for chiming in this edition. Back-to-back, not so good in this one. I'm Big Q chiming in. We got my dog DC, the co-host, in the building. DC, what's going on, brother?
Man, I'm hungry, Q, bro. I put it all on the line today. I didn't get me no food, bro. I was really anticipating on getting my bell meat. Zion and BI told me they was gonna fly me some over in the drone, bro, because they don't like to kill. They don't like to eat what they can't kill. So, but man, I ain't getting no damn bell meat, Q. Damn,
I know.
bro. They came out there and mauled the shit out the Pelicans, bro.
Yeah, plenty of Pelican meat all over the place.
I can't eat no Pelican, bro. I can't eat my own kind, bro. That ain't right, bro.
You ever see them old weird-ass commercials with the cereal? With the cinnamon toast, the cannibalistic cinnamon toast crunch eating its own kind? What kind of shit y'all trying to do here? What kind of... Gotta have some bitch eating his own kind. What kind of cannibalistic
that's
stuff
crazy,
is this,
bro? That's crazy.
Anyway, fam, 115 to
Make you wonder what they trying to tell you in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Huh?
Yeah, what they trying to? That's a children's commercial.
What you trying to say, man?
Anyway, man, DC, man, talk about this, bro. I mean, what the heck, man? What's going on here in your opinion, man? I was watching it on the Sports Coma, watching it, and looked like the Pelicans was going to pull close, and then all of a sudden, It all
Well, I
fell.
mean, this game went it was really close to how it went last night, man. I mean, you had guys out there hustling, trying, you know what I'm saying? They put up 71 points in the first half, so our defense obviously wasn't up to par. You know, Memphis got out to a real good start in that first quarter. And to me, it's Valis Halajunas. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, man, but he was giving them hell with this pick and roll game they was running, bro. It was hard for guys to get around those screens he was setting, man. All game that kind of plagued us, and even down to the last play of the game when Brooks kind of got that shot to seal it, and we saw NAW fall down. Valis, how you say his name? Q. I'm keeping
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas. Man, he set a screen and Nikhil got around him and did everything he could, but all this damn energy must have been going out them legs, man. No blood in him or something, because he just fell on. You know, and the way they were defending on the interior, bro, like we kept going in for layups, and then we'll get a second chance, and we can't get the tip in. Then they blocked the other tip in, then we rebounded again to try to go up. We can't get that. I mean, they got like a bunch of blocks, but a lot of them was like on second chance opportunities that they refused to let us get, man. This team was just as scrappy as we are, and they had a lot of fight in them, bro. Ja Morant went a long stretch of the game with 2 points, you know, and it was still in it doing anything like that, man. It was a real team victory for them, man. I got to give them props. The guy Brooks, he came out, he got hot, like we said, Q. Once he comes out and he hits some shots, he's a problem. Kyle Anderson did Kyle Anderson things. Hit a real big three, man. That was a huge momentum shift. Lonzo had hit a three, I think, to bring us within 2, or that might have been NAW. I don't remember which one it was at this point. But we got within 2, and Anderson comes down and hit a three in Lonzo face. Oh, awkward looking old man type 3-2. Q. It was a difficult shot.
Yeah.
He hit it, bro. And that was the nail in the coffin right there, man. And you know, NAW hit his step back three. I don't know why we felt like we just gotta have a three when we down by 4. I never understood that mentality of teams like that. That's score, bad man. Get the best shot you can get as quickly as possible. You don't have to be a 3, but you know, that's what we did. And once he took that shot, it was pretty much over, bro. So it went pretty much like the Charlotte game. They fought the whole game. It was just down the stretch. A few plays went left, man. Did some things different, had a better approach, and I think look for Lonzo Ball a little more, man. Lonzo Ball had a efficient night tonight, but there's a lot of times I saw where he was open, and you know, guys didn't get him the ball necessarily, and he wasn't being super aggressive, demanding it either. So you know, got to put some of that on him. He did play good defense, but overall, I still like what I saw from our guys. Very, you know, disappointed, obviously, that we lost this game, knowing that we've won 5 in a row against Memphis. But, man, shit. Look what it took for them to beat us. And we had to have no Zion, no B.I., no Steven Adams, no Jackson Hart, NAW on a minutes restriction. Because I honestly really feel like if NAW was able to give us like 35 minutes tonight, I think we still would have won this game.
Well, let's approach that point you made about Lonzo Ball. I mean, he was running around, and you can see him on the highlights getting shots here. But in a game with no Zion, no BI, you'd think Lonzo Ball would be the supreme scorer here or the facilitator, and he did some decent things. But talk to us about why, based on what we perceived in this game, why Lonzo wasn't more of a focus. Why weren't they as a concerned effort to go to Lonzo?
I think it's a little bit of him. I'm not gonna let him off the hook. He's not super aggressive trying to be a scorer. And we made the choice after y'all hyped up playoff Bledsoe. Stan Van Gundy must have listened to the show the other day, because Bledsoe was basically running the whole offense. I mean, no, he just had the ball in his hands, man. I was disappointed in the first quarter watching him run all the sets and had a ball in his hand all the time, just watching the damn Memphis Grizzlies score go up. I'm like, man, what are we doing? So we just gonna run everything through Bledsoe right now? Like, come on. I mean, I know he had a good game yesterday, but goddamn. But it seemed to be a little bit of the scheme. Like Lonzo wasn't really, and like he was the point guard. He didn't have the ball in his hand a lot, and guys weren't necessarily looking for him all the time, in my opinion. I think whatever scheme they tried to do, they wanted to get Bledsoe involved, and when Bledsoe wasn't on the court, it was NAW's job to run everything. So they obviously want Lonzo to be a shooter, and I get it because he's pretty much the best shooter we got, especially right now. Like, he's the only guy that's going to hit three-pointers at an extremely high level. And I noticed that Memphis was also real tight on their D with him, man. They was covering them. Sometimes I seen them covering them full court a few times, man. He ain't even had the ball. I'm like, damn, Lonzo getting that type of respect right now. So it's a combination of stuff, but you got to do better, man. You the third best guy on this team, and you got to take more than 7 shots, especially when you hit 5 of them. But I guess he thought maybe his defense and the way he rallied the troops would be enough to get the victory. And the Pelicans were still within striking distance, man. They just kind of let it slip through their fingers late in the game. And they sure ain't getting no help in this game with these shitty-ass refs because, man, some of these calls were ridiculous. You seen James Johnson almost got a T because it wasn't a foul. Like, I ain't know you could block the ball, and then if you hit a dude after you block his shot, they count that as a foul. Like, he hit his hand or whatever. But he blocked the shot. So I thought, am I wrong? I thought once you block the shot, like that's it, right?
That's what
Unless
I
you do something crazy and it could be a loose ball foul. Because I don't know. So they had that going, bro. And any time they review some shit and it looked like it could possibly go the other way, they're gonna let it go the other way, man. We don't get the benefit of the doubt for nothing. I was hoping that Kyle Anderson play, we could at least knock that down to 2. It looked like his foot was on the line, but it was close. What they call it? What you call it when it be real close? Indisputable evidence or something.
Right.
Whatever they call that. Same thing they do in football, but man, we couldn't get no calls going our way. I don't remember what the free throws were, but we sure in the hell didn't get to the line more than them, I don't think, if I'm not mistaken. But even when we did get to the line, I mean, shit, we not hitting all our free throws anyway. So you got that issue too. Still going on, man. They're going to have to rectify that, in the offseason, bro, because it's getting crazy. Yeah, they shot 27 free throws. We shot 21. But they didn't really shoot particularly well. We actually shot free throws better than Memphis. Go figure. So, man, it was a grind out game, bro. In the grind house. Go figure. You know what I'm saying? It was a real tough game. I thought this would be a better game the way it was panning out in the third quarter. I didn't think we would end it kind of flat on our face the way we did. I thought it'd probably go down to the last seconds, but they still fought, man. The Pelicans gave a valiant effort. And them being shorthanded really showed tonight, man. It was just missing that one guy to take charge, man. I mean, NAW was doing it, but he was only out there for 24 minutes. Jackson Hayes, love what I saw from him, man. Jackson Hayes went 3 for 3 from three-point line tonight. So he must have heard the Miles Turner compliments I was saying and been saying for a while now. And he showed up as far as that aspect. I mean, other than that, though, a lot of his shots in the paint, man, he was getting blocked and getting fouled. They wasn't calling nothing. He missed the alley, clear dunk. I hardly ever see him do that. So I think he's probably a little tired from that effort he gave the other night. And maybe that's why Stan Van Gundy not starting him. And I noticed that the split on Jackson Hayes and Billy Herman Gomez is exactly 24 minutes. They each got exactly 24 minutes, Q. So that looks pretty much planned to me. I guess maybe we could gripe about where those minutes came and they should have been here or there and change the outcome of the game. But Jackson Hayes only got 2 rebounds too. So our big man was tired, man. We obviously needed him. He gave us something, but, we needed another effort like last night, and he wasn't able to pull that out, man. Maybe too much to ask for a guy that ain't been getting a lot of minutes all season.
Yeah, like I said, it's just very interesting, man, to be honest with you in this one. Let's get into the team statistics. We'll bounce back to the individual statistics and look at other players that could have contributed in a more positive fashion, being this a back-to-back, but they should be used to this by now. Of course, NAW, who's a young player coming off of those, it's on a minute restriction anyway. But 43 of 97 by the Pelicans, 44.3%. 45 out of 91 for the Memphis Grizzlies, almost 50%, 49.5. 3-pointers, 10 of 23, 43.5 for the Pelicans. 9 of 30 by Memphis for 30%. Pelicans were 14 of 21 from the charity stripe for just under 67% in this affair. And you lose by 5. You leave 7 points. If you go perfect or shoot a higher clip, even if you went 7, hit those extra 7, you win by 2. You get 5 of those, you tie the game. That's why the charity stripe shots are so important. I keep saying the same stuff over and over again. This team is not very good with the fundamentals, which is why we can't consistently put strings of wins together that's beyond 3 or 4 games without, monster performances by Zion and BI. But fundamentally speaking, we're just not there. We can't consistently hit a higher clip on the free throws. Our defense is not consistently. And tonight we only had 12 turnovers, but that's the kinder stat, which we, do a terrible job at in the really crutch of the matter of not turning the ball over. So even if you keep the turnovers down, they have a propensity, low IQ wise, to turn the ball over in really difficult moments of the game where, things can trend for you that can help you in a positive light. 50 rebounds versus 49 advantage Pelicans, 29 to 33 on the assist advantage Memphis, 9 to 8 advantage Pelicans, 19 blocks. The Grizzlies had 19 blocks against the Pelicans for tonight. That is ridiculous. 19 blocks on the Pelicans tonight, 12 turnovers apiece, 15 points off turnovers by the Pelicans, 14 points off turnovers by the Grizzlies. And, of course, you see the points in the paint battle was big because the Grizzlies won out with 66-52 to help with the win. And, of course, as you can see, the largest lead that Memphis had was 14 versus 8. Team statistics here, DC. Free throw attempts, blocks, Memphis, 19 blocks. What do you see?
Man, I mean, the big stat to me that jumps out is the one that you keep harping on. 19 blocks. You cannot look at the stat sheet and that don't jump out at you, man. I mean, that's wild, bro. And then on top of the 19 blocks, you see that we lost the points in the paint battle. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm about 91% sure. If you go look at all the Pelicans wins, more than likely we won the points in the paint battle every time we won. You know what I'm saying? It's a major staple of what we do. We're not a team that's going to consistently shoot 35, 40 3-pointers and beat you that way. So if you come out, you're able to punch us in the mouth that way and slow down us getting points in the paint and then also get to the free throw line more than us, you know what I'm saying? It's almost a recipe for disaster for the way that we like to play and what we want to do and our identity as a team. So we didn't have this game. We missed Zion more than any other game that we've played since he's been out because he would have been the X factor, kind of shirt up all that points in the paint stuff and probably been able to get some more fouls on Valanciunas and get him out of there. Because if you notice, when we ran the second unit, which I think is just a better lineup too, man. I liked what I saw in spurts when they had the little lineup of Zoe, NAW, and Kyra out there together with Wendy Gabriel and Jackson Hayes. I liked how that looked. But it also looked well because Valanciunas was on the bench. So I noticed that when he would come in the game, things would kind of change. And then also with our starting lineup too, they look kind of inefficient. And you ain't really you got one major shooter in Lonzo and, Najee Marshall. He'll hit some open shots sometimes, and you don't know what the hell you're going to get with Bledsoe from one game to the next. Could be 5 straight air balls or or he could go 3 for 4 for the 3-point line. Ain't no damn telling. But when they put their starting unit back in, man, it's almost like whatever little momentum we got, the score it would dwindle, man. And also we didn't lose our confidence, kept attacking the rim though, man. But we couldn't get no putbacks, man. Every time we get an opportunity to have a putback, that's when they was getting all them goddamn blocks.
19 of them. Did I say 19 blocks?
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's ridiculous. Let's move into the individual statistics. Let's talk about this in here because, wow, man. I mean, you look at what, and I'm going to show y'all the Memphis individual statistics. But as far as the Pelicans top scorer was NAW off the bench with 18 in 24 minutes, 8 of 16 from the field. He was 2 of 7 from downtown, but you're seeing him in there hustling, 18.6 assists. He had 3 rebounds and 1 steal in the matchup. He led the team in scoring off the bench. 15 points from Billy Hernan Gomez. And it's a fair 15 points in 24 minutes. He had 8 rebounds and 4 assists in the matchup. Billy Hernan Gomez. Lonzo, not too much shaking there. 12 points for Lonzo in 34 minutes. He was 5 of 7 from the field. He was perfect from downtown, just not enough production. They were crowding Lonzo to try to keep him out of it. And that's when guys like the Big Chief should have stepped up. But he didn't. Najee Marshall, 12 points. He was 5.
He had a +5 on the plus or minus, Big Q.
Hold on, before you start getting this cash out, let me finish the statistics. Najee Marshall, 12 points and 31 minutes, but he had a double-double tonight, 12 and 11 for Najee. James Johnson in 28 minutes wasn't, kind of struggled a little bit in this one. He finished with 13 points, 5 assists, 7 rebounds. Not a bad outing by James Johnson in the starting capacity. And Eric Bledsoe in 29 minutes, DC, 11 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 4 of 12 from the field, 0 for 2 from downtown, and 3 for 5 from the field. So, I mean, from the free throw line, he just, we need a little bit more from Bledsoe and Ball in this one. And then, of course, off the bench, we did see positive performances by Jackson Hayes in 24 minutes. He finished with 13 points, a couple of rebounds, and 2 assists. 8 points from KLJ in 19 minutes, 3 of 7, or 2 from downtown. He finished with 8 points, 2 steals, and 2 assists for KLJ. 8 points from Wenyen Gabriel in the matchup as well, as he finished with 8 points, 5 rebounds in 20 minutes. He was 3 of 6 from the field and 2 for 2 from downtown, as you're seeing Wenyen starting to knock that 3-point shot down. So with that being said, we go over to what the Grizzlies did. And they got serious contributions from some of their starters. I mean, Brooks, we warned you about Brooks. He led their team in scoring with 23 in 30 minutes. He did his thing. Valanciunas, we warned you about. He was averaging, what was it?
He got to average close to 20 and 10, dog. You said about 12 and a half. 12 rebounds or something.
Yeah, 12 and a half
18,
rebounds per
18
game.
points and 12 and a half rebounds, something like that.
He had 20 points tonight and 11 rebounds. 5 of those blocks.
Look at his plus or minus, Q.
Plus 14.
They're showing you who the most impactful player was.
Yeah, he
I
was.
don't always agree with the plus or minus, but it's correct right there with him.
20 points from Valanciunas with 5 blocks, 11 rebounds tonight. Brooks didn't play well. And then, of course, Anderson did his thing. And he usually does against the Pelicans. 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. Hit a crucial 3-pointer. I've seen that.
Crucial.
Jackson also was another guy that had a 12.7-point out. And he had 4 blocks. Jaren Jackson had 4 blocks. So did Anderson have 4 blocks in the contest. So a lot of that carried on in the starters. And, of course, Ja Morant didn't have to do too much. He struggled mightily in this game. He gave the kind of performance where the Pelicans should have took it. He only had 12 points and 12 assists. So we were basically beaten by his buddies, these other role players. And then, of course, off the bench, you see performance by John Conchar with 9 points, 8 points for Clark as well.
Conchar. Big Q, that's a goddamn Pokemon. They had a mythical creature on their bench.
Well, they might. Who knows, DC? Because we could have used some action Pokemons or something because we didn't do a damn thing. Let's look at this, man. We talked about the fact that Lonzo was the guy that was centering on to not get the Pelicans offense going. But who else could have been? What else could the Pelicans have done offensively speaking? I mean, who else could we look at to generate some points here? Because we've seen.
I'm gonna be honest. I think we should have left Kyra out there a little longer. He had stretches where I seen him starting to gain a little confidence. He had got a couple of steals, and he had just went and laid the ball up after a steal. And, not too long after that, we take him out. I know he's going to make mistakes, but I just would have been happy with seeing more minutes from those younger guys. Eric Bledsoe, yeah, he +5, but I just did not like. I don't like how it looks when he's running our offense most of the time, man. Sometimes he plays good, like he did the other game, and then more than not, we get games like this, man, where it's just discombobulated and it just looks, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's horrible, bro. I mean, but Eric Bledsoe has got the favor of Van Gundy because he is got to be the only goddamn person on the team who ain't never get hurt and miss no games. The one player we be praying to come out the starting lineup just never gets hurt. He don't miss no games. He don't have no personal problems. Nothing. He just always there, consistent and show up, bro. It's fucking ridiculous.
You know what, DC? I have an admission, bro. I gotta say something, bro.
What's up, bro?
This is coming from the bottom of my heart to the entire flock out there. So don't take this the wrong way, family. I just want to say that I hate Eric Bledsoe. I'm just keeping it real. I hate Eric Bledsoe. I really do. And just when you give him some credit, he bottoms out into this crappy silver platinum trash can as player that we see him tonight, because you could watch the game plan. They made an effort to guard Lonzo, to stop Lonzo Ball in this matchup. And Lonzo, if you look at his efficiency in this matchup, he was 5 of 7. He was perfect from downtown. They seen it happening and did everything they could to neutralize him. Good coaching. But that was not the same with Eric Bledsoe. Eric Bledsoe,
he neutralized himself.
Yeah, he self-checked. I mean, he had 4 turnovers. He had 11 points. I mean, this guy makes $18 million.
He had less points than shots.
Bro, he had 11 points tonight. In a game, we needed that guy to put up 18 points. If he'd have did 18 points,
I'd have been happy with 15.
I mean, I'm just saying, when you making 18 million, let's get, try to, you see that happening, you making $18 million, step up and show out.
I know y'all say he'd be pumping my cash out, but when I watch Eric Bledsoe play, unless it be like how it was, it just turns my stomach. I almost get sick sometimes, bro, because I know if we would just play somebody else at point guard, we would be so much better. We'll be so much better. Kyra just need minutes, man, to figure it out. He got to get experience. Yeah, he's going to make some mistakes, but you cannot tell me it's going to be worse than having Eric Bledsoe all the damn time. No. Kyra going to go through a stretch where he impresses you. You're like, wow, he going to be this. And then he might be off, a little while. Somebody score on him or something, like getting foul trouble and all that. But, man, this guy is such an enigma. It's crazy, Q. I've never seen anything like it. And then just the dedication to Van Gundy to just keep pumping Eric Bledsoe minutes down our throat. Like he will not let us. I'm pretty sure Eric Bledsoe probably had at least 33 minutes tonight, right? What's
29 minutes tonight.
29?
Yeah. He had a laughable 29 minutes. I mean, this guy, and I don't like to use the H word, but listen, when I was watching him play and how he plays, I despise Eric Bledsoe. I really do. I mean, I seriously, and I'm saying it like, look at my face. I'm saying it with a slight smirk on my face, but I despise Eric Bledsoe because these type of games, there is no excuse. He's not a young player. He's a guy that's been in the playoffs several years. He knows what this means. And he repetitively and consistently and pathetically, let's add that to it, let us down in key moments. And he knows what to do, and simply just there's no excuse. With 60 plus games, and this guy is still playing wretched. I despise Eric Bledsoe. I really do. I despise him because tonight is the type of performance when you paying to some bitch like that $18 million and he turns in an 11-point performance on 4 of 12 shooting, 0 of 2 from downtown. Goddamn guy, 3 of 5 from the charity stripe. 11 points and 5 assists, 5 rebounds, and he had 4 turnovers. They had 2 on top of the 3 fouls. I mean, that is absolutely a pathetic bench roll point production from an $18 million point guard. I despise Eric flipping Bledsoe. I really do. Totally disgusting. Totally disgusting. Totally, utterly disgusting. That's why you don't see Bledsoe smelly ass on thumbnails around here. He don't deserve it, fam. I'm just so sick of this guy. It's no excuses why he should be this bad, this dumb, this poorish basketball-wise with this team. You had 60 plus flipping games to figure it out at the point guard position. And Stan Van Gundy keeps putting the team in this man's hands, and he continuously lets us down. Constantly. He keeps putting the ball in this man's hands, and he can't hit free throws. He can't hit 3-pointers. I mean, he can't. I mean, he don't have much of an 18-foot jumper,
but he can play defense sometimes. Sometimes.
It's just insane, man. When we need production from a veteran, we can't get it because Bledsoe is so bad, man. So trash and so bad. It's sad. Well, let's say the last words on this one, and then we're gonna move on to the next.
It's Van Gundy with this one, bro, because like this is a case of you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't know if a lot of family know.
That's one of them. I think this is one of the old yellow moments right here, DC. I'm just gonna keep it real with you.
I don't know if a lot of the family know. I've said it a couple of times, but when we got Van Gundy and the whole Steven Adams trade thing was going on and Eric Bledsoe, and I did a lot of reading, and I found out that Van Gundy has been very high on Eric Bledsoe for a long time, before he was ever a Pelicans coach. Eric Bledsoe was always a guy that he liked. He liked how he played and all this way when he was in Detroit and stuff. So this is him, having his guy. And if I tell you he going down with the ship, he going down with Eric Bledsoe, man. I
think he can float.
He likes that guy, bro. And if y'all seen the team pictures they took, guess who Eric Bledsoe was sitting next to? Can you guess? Anybody? Nobody? You want to guess who he was sitting next to, Big Q? Don't do a Trajan Langdon on me, bro. Well, I'm going to give it to you. He was sitting next to Van Gundy, y'all. I know y'all so shy. In the team photos. So it's just a case of just the wrong player being the coach's guy, man. And I get it. Eric Bledsoe, I think if we had Drew Holiday, he probably would be just as high on Drew Holiday as he is on Eric Bledsoe. He likes defensive guys. He's starting to like Lonzo Ball a little bit more, but Lonzo Ball is a victim of circumstance. They put him in a role that don't allow him to be point guard, and he just happened to have career best all across the board. So, hey, what you gonna do? Keep giving them more and more of the same. So, man, if we had another point guard, if we just had, there is at least about 20 starting point guards in the NBA we could just replace Eric Bledsoe with. And
Can we trade him to Charlotte for
Terry Rozier?
Can we get Terry Rozier?
Kemba Walker and his bloated contract. I mean, you just think of guys, man. You run into John Wall would have been way better. And I'm saying, guys, that they making a boatload of money. I'd have been happy overpaying these guys if I get the production and just not have Eric Bledsoe, man. Lord. Who else, Q? Who I'm missing? What's some of
Russell Westbrook? I would have took
Russell
him.
Westbrook.
Derrick Rose.
Man.
Anybody. George Hill.
Man, this ain't even this
Anybody
dude.
but
This ain't even this dude per position. But man, can somebody please go get 43-year-old Jamal Crawford and let him play point guard? Anything.
instant grits. I'll take anybody right now.
We could have kept Isaiah Thomas. I deal with people
Isaiah
shooting threes
Thomas, right.
over him. I deal with it, bro. Just give me Isaiah. We go on and on, bro. It's a lot of guys that I would rather just for this team. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I don't think Eric Bledsoe is the worst player in the world. But for this team, man, this shit is horrible, bro. Without Zion and BI, you really starting to see it. You know what I'm saying? Last game, he had a decent game. It's pretty much an anomaly, though, bro. We're going to see these last 3 games, though, because, man, I hope they just give up on Eric Bledsoe. Just play the younger guys. Maybe NAW won't have minutes restriction no more, and we just start Kyra or something. Or at least let Lonzo Ball play point guard for 3 games. Let us see how it look. Can we please?
No.
Why Eric Bledsoe never came off the bench? Everybody else that mixed in with the bench rotations and did stuff. Well, that's right. He never got hurt, so he ain't never been on minutes restriction and had to come back and all that. Man, I wish he would have rolled the ankle or something. Nothing that ain't gonna really hurt him, but just let him see what he can do off the bench and maybe Van Gundy would have stuck with the rotation because we all know Q. If somebody else would have been in that spot, bro, we would have took off. We would look better. All the team's woes ain't on Eric Bledsoe, but I'll be goddamn if he not holding us back.
He makes terrible decisions with the ball in his hands. A lot, I notice. You know, he makes curious decisions. I mean, it's just he can't hit the shots consistently. His defense is not there consistently. I'm just so sick of Eric Bledsoe. I just wanted to get rid of him because, like tonight is a game we needed it. Ja Morant was struggling. Ja Morant had 12 points tonight. He had 12 points tonight. He was struggling.
Point than Eric Bledsoe.
He was struggling, right? He was struggling tonight. If Bledsoe would have turned in a better performance, he played at 29 minutes. I mean, he was 3. I mean, it's like, okay, you're a veteran. Like, we could talk about our young players shrinking in the moment, or, you know, these are rookies. This is their first time here. You know, and then you're looking at a guy like Bledsoe. You might be without Steven Adams and Zion and BI, but what's Bledsoe's problem? I mean, he's been starting there for the whole year. He's been in there for the whole damn year. I mean, we can't get rid of him the injury. He never gets hurt. We can't get him out of the way. Stan Van Gundy keeps putting him there, even though he don't fit there. His defense is not there the majority of the nights, and that's supposed to be a staple. He can't hit the 3-pointer. He can't hit free throws, and we're paying this asshole $18 million. I despise Eric Bledsoe because he has no guts. That's the real thing, because this was a gut check game, and we couldn't get nothing out of a player that was 8 that's sitting up here stealing money from us. $18 million this man making a year, and he has no guts at all. He couldn't step up to the forefront. You mean John Morant, 12 points, 12 assists, and you couldn't, and you turned in an 11-point game tonight when we needed the production from that. That is absolutely pathetic, in my opinion, from Bledsoe. But we needed his, and I'm not putting it all on him, but this guy was Curry. He had the ball. He had the ball more than anybody. And the ball dies in his hands. It dies. He can't facilitate the offense. And Van Gundy sitting up there slobbering on the mic at the end of the press conference, not understanding that this guy is not the guy you need executing the offense.
Man.
I mean, he is terrible. He makes terrible decisions. I mean, it's just he can't.
How many times I've seen people wide open, Q, and he missed them?
He missed it. Lonzo Ball was standing there wide open many times tonight. It was at least 4 times. Lonzo his shot was on tonight. Lonzo Ball's numbers in 34 minutes, he was 5 of 7 from the field. He was 2 of 2 from downtown, and he had the feeling. They were guarding him, but there were times when he was open waiting for the ball, and Bledsoe wasn't even looking. But he does this stupid thing where he was driving and then he jumps in the air and throws the ball back. What are you doing? Listen, man. I'm just so sick of Bledsoe, man. and 11 points tonight, there was no justifiable reason why he shouldn't turn in a better performance tonight. I'm so sick of Eric Bledsoe. I really am. I'm so sick of his production for this entire season, his bullshit ass defense, his terrible offense, his pathetic charity stripe. Can't even hit a goddamn free throw making $18 million. Let's ship this fucking asshole out of here so we can get some talent, man. We need a real point. I'll take Terry Rozier, Derrick Rose. I'll take anybody with some guts. This guy don't play with no heart. He don't play with no heart. He has zero. He don't have no guts. I mean, what good is it being looking like a jailhouse guard if for some bitch that's 3 times smaller than you pushing you over like you hollow? You have no guts. And that's what I'm saying about this, man. I'm sick of this, man, watching these guys fall away because this guy sit up here with $18 million stealing money from the Pelicans, and he turned in an 11-point game tonight. I mean, this is pathetic, man. Anyway, let's get to the next point, DC. Let's get up off this nonsense.
Before I ain't about to.
Please, DC, let's please not talk about this goddamn guy no more.
I just gotta I just gotta get at Jasper in the chat, bro. You keep blaming he said Bledsoe is the Pelicans version of PJ Williams. I want to tell you, hell no.
Man, I agree with that.
PJ Williams is better than Eric Bledsoe. It's worse, Q.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Hear me out. The Saints are not paying PJ Williams $18 million. They're not. PJ Williams is not a starter. You know what I'm saying? It's worse. It's worse than PJ. It's worse than Kent Crawley. At least when Kent Crawley started that one year, he gave us something.
I'm sick of Bledsoe. I really am. And listen, fam, I'm gonna be honest with you. And it's okay, cute. Don't single out Bledsoe. Listen, bro, let me be honest with you. Bledsoe is the point guard, like it or not. I know you don't like it. I would prefer to have Lonzo Ball there and NAW playing off of Lonzo Ball. That's my ideal backcourt for the Pelicans. That's my ideal backcourt for the Pelicans. I've been pushing that Bledsoe should be more of a role off the bench where he performed better against bench people because he's not a guy that should have the ball in his hands as much as he does, especially for the Pelicans. He acts like he don't know what he's doing the majority of the time. He makes terrible decisions with the ball. His defense is not there, and defense supposed to be a specialty. How and why and what the hell is this guy doing on a team if he's going to give you 11 points in the game you know you need? We can't keep losing games to these teams. He needed to step up tonight and turn in a better outing. And I'm not just speaking just to scoring, but distributing the ball. DC, tonight, this guy had, let me quantify this. He had 29 minutes. He had the ball in his hands for the majority of 29 minutes. He had 11 points, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. He was 4 of 12 from the field, 0 of 2 from downtown, 3 of 5. I mean, it's just, and he had 4 turnovers. He led the team in turnovers. Where's the veteran intelligence here? Where's the guts? You're a guy that's supposed to be able. You're a veteran. You was in the playoffs several years straight with the Bucks, and you get here and don't know what it means to play in meaningful games. You don't know.
You didn't watch the playoffs with the Bucks.
Obviously, he must have been watching the playoff, just sitting on his ass, benefiting from Giannis and the rest of them, because this guy come here and he stinks to high heaven, man. I tell you what, I'm so tired of it. And listen, y'all know I don't like talking about nobody like that. But let me tell you something. I despise Eric Bledsoe. I really do. Last night, I tried to give him some credit and say playoff Bledsoe just to try to pick up.
You messed up. You had to man up too much, bro.
But listen, I'm saying, where are your guts at, man? Your team's future, your playoff future's on the line here. Where's your guts? Where's your guts? I mean, my goodness, man. My good. He just lowers his head and goes and walks out. We need to take him and bench his sorry ass for the rest of the season. But Stan Van Gundy is going to wheel this goddamn guy back out at the point guard position next game as well against the Mavericks. I am tired of Eric Bledsoe. He doesn't have it. He's not a good player. He doesn't want to be here. He plays like shit most nights, and I'm sick of him stealing money. Bottom line. Let's move on to the next thing, man. I'm tired of that son of a bitch. But I mean, let's get to this. Let's get into this stuff here. Luka Doncic, man. As you see Zion Williamson there, 28.2 with Luka Doncic. This guy averaging 20. We're gonna have. Oh my goodness! You mean to tell me who's gonna guard Luka, DC?
Eric Bledsoe.
Oh my goodness, man! We get this goddamn guy out of here, man.
What you mean,
Steven
Q?
Adams. Luka's the top rebounder.
That's gotta be Eric Bledsoe, dog. What's wrong with you?
Luka's the top scorer, rebounder, according to this, with 8 a game, and top assist man with almost 9 a game. Luka runs the show. This is a 40-win Maverick club. They're 9-15 at home. 31-38 is the Pelicans. 13-21 at home as the numbers tick down. Zion is out. BI is listed out. Steven Adams is out. Although word on the street is BI might be available for this game. We'll find out in a couple days, but word on the street is BI will be ready for this game, and we really need him badly. Dallas, Kristaps Porzingis is listed as out, even though I'm hearing that he's getting close to coming back.
Damn, Jerry, the game ain't even been played yet. You talking about game over.
Max Kleber. The Pelicans' numbers dropping a bit. 115.9 is what they're averaging, giving up 115.1. Just under 48% shooting from the field, 47.4 rebounds, 26.1 on the assists, 4.4 on the blocks, 7.7 on the steals, 5-5 the last 10, 112.2 average is what the Mavericks are doing, but they give up 111.1, 47.1 on the field goal percentage, 43.5 rebounds, 22.7 assists, 4-4 with the blocks, same as the Pelicans, 6.3 on the steals. This team is winners of 4 in a row, 4 games in a row, beating both Cleveland, Brooklyn, and Miami. They're 8-2 the last 10 contests, and they're the top team in the Southwest, 40-28. We just lost to the second team, which is the Memphis team. They're 35-33. Now they've won 2 in a row, and the Pelicans are sitting underneath the Spurs, who also won tonight, 33-35. It's their record, and now the Pelicans are 31-38, and we continue to we're going in the wrong direction here. I mean, we're obviously going in the wrong direction here. So DC, who guard Luka? It's got to be Lonzo Ball.
Let's be real, man. Luka is gonna see multiple defenders. Lonzo's gonna be on him. Najee's obviously gonna be on him, and he's gonna call pick and rolls, and obviously get Bledsoe on him sometimes too. But Luka is the type of guy that, dude get 28 every night. It's almost like Zion, man. Unless you have a really good defensive strategy and an amazing defensive player, you know what I'm saying? I don't really see you stopping Luka from getting about 25, 26, 28. That's just what he do. We should focus our efforts on the other guys and minimizing their impact, because we know what Luka's going to do. Luckily, after last night, he got ejected, and, he might not be in such high favor with the refs, this game. So maybe his freeway of 10 trips or so right to the free throw line will be cut short to maybe 6 or 7. Maybe we can get a little love there. But we gotta attack the rest of these guys, man, and stop their free-flowing offense, and we cannot let them bury us with three-pointers. You know what Dallas want to do. They kill you on the perimeter, you know what I'm saying? And they are a sneaky good defensive team too. And they execute at a high level. So it's mistake-free basketball, man. That's how you beat the Mavericks. You got to be locked in for the whole game. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to run. They're going to run people off screens and all of that stuff, trying to get a three-point shot. You got to make sure Tim Hardaway ain't hitting a bunch of three-pointers on you. And they got a laundry list of other guys who do the same thing. They big men be shooting threes and everything. So it's a team effort that it's going to take to beat Dallas, man. And trying to shut down Luka or worrying about who going to guard him, that ain't going to do it, man. Unless your plan is to basically hedge Luka every time he get the ball and trap him and all of that, and just try to force the ball out of his hands all game, which I think will take a lot of energy. Probably waste up some fouls too on some of you guys, but it's doable. But I don't know if that's the Pel strategy. I don't see him doing that, Big Q. So I don't think it matters who one-on-one guarding Luka, because obviously we're going to double him at times just to get the ball out of his hands. We can't give him a damn we can't let him just go to the hole like he does, that slow ass Euro step and Can't do nothing with it, man. He's almost like the perimeter version of the Joker. Him, to me, Luka and the Joker look almost identical. They're just different positions, and they play a little different. One is on the perimeter, one is focused on in the paint that can kind of step out to the perimeter. And Luka is the opposite. He focuses his play kind of on the perimeter. He likes to take threes, but he can get to the lane at will, man. Get fouls and one and make it look easy. This ain't no tough matchup. I mean, easy matchup for nobody. You give me the best defender in the league, and you look at when they played Luka and tell me what his average was, Q.
Yeah, it's brother. Hold on, let me get his chat. Brother Damon asking, so cute. Do you blame SVG for this season starting Bledsoe? I do to it. You gotta put him in. He the head coach. I mean, you seen Bledsoe out there and being non-effective. He wouldn't wait to pull most of these guys being ineffective out there. I've seen him do it. Some guys he didn't even play them guys, and they were being effective. How many games we seen Billy Hernan Gomez sit on the bench when you know he was turning in double? He just yanked them and put somebody else in there. You know, I mean, how many games?
We've been trying to build Eric Bledsoe confidence all fucking season.
What about KLJ?
All season.
Yeah, dealing with Eric Bledsoe at the behest and the detriment of guys like KLJ who deserves those minutes while Eric Bledsoe out there stinking it up. Bledsoe doesn't have a future with the Pelicans. We know this. He doesn't want to be here. He doesn't play like a man that wants to be here. I mean, even Eric Gordon when he was here, at least Gordon was scoring and doing something. This guy is terrible. You know, and I'm just sick of him sitting up there sucking up minutes from KLJ and Stan Van Gundy, not seeing this guy is not giving us nothing. He has bad IQ with the ball and everything. And Van Gundy sitting up here looking terrible, breathing hard, shaking and shit. You know, seasoning shit. I'm tired of seeing Bledsoe mismanage the ball. I'm tired of it. You look at the Dallas Mavericks depth chart right now. Luka Doncic, you see Josh Richardson there, Dorian Finney-Smith, who also killed us, and don't forget Tim Hardaway, JJ Redick, Jalen.
JJ Redick gonna hit 5 3-pointers.
You got Jalen Brunson. They got a pretty decent unit, second unit that comes in and help. Now Max Kleiber and Kristaps Porzingis is supposed to be out, even though I'm thinking Kristaps Porzingis is getting close to coming back. It might be against against the Pelicans, if not the next team after it. But they do have other bigs that can knock down shots like Dwight Powell, who also can do a good job. Don't forget they got Nico Smelly-ass on that team as well. So I mean they got a few people there that they can throw in at the Pelicans where Rick Carlisle is concerned. But this team is a very tough team. They're playing really good basketball right now, and like we saying, we don't have no choice. We have to go in here and we got to punch this team in the eye. We got to get the rest of these games. Our window for losing games is over with. We've got to win out the rest of the games. And like I told the family members, it ain't over until it's over. I can't sit up here and say, well, we're not going to make the playoffs because there's still games to be played. You can still get in there. And until it's like, okay, it's over, then it's not over till it's over, fam. You know, so we have to be able to understand that. So like I said, BI, we're supposed to be able to get BI back sooner or later. We're going to see how that all shakes, man. We're going to see how all that shakes. But this will be another tough competition right here with the Dallas Mavericks in their building. And the Pelicans most certainly have to get it. They don't have any chance. They don't have no choice. If you want the playoffs, if you want to get into the play-in, you've got to win out. You've got to beat these teams. They've made it tough on themselves by not stepping up and playing these contests. And now we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. But yeah, Stan Van Gundy has a lot of blame for sticking with guys that's not playing. If Bledsoe's playing and he's showing his all and his offense is not there, but he's competing defensively, I would not have these rough critiques about this man. But I don't often lay claim to a single player playing with no guts. But I watched this man play. I've been watching him play this entire season. We only have 3 games left in the season. We done watched over 60 games of Pelican basketball with Eric Bledsoe involved, and he has no guts. I mean, because with the veterans that had a taste of the playoffs, when they get this late, they will step up the production knowing that, man, it's getting close to playoffs. We done lost all of the error. We don't have any more room for error to keep losing games like this. We don't have any more. If you keep losing, you're going to lose until you're out. I mean, it's pathetic, man. Don't let this team sit up here when the media come around, family. Let me put this on y'all mind right now. Don't let them come up here and talk about that the season was a success because we just had to have a groundwork, we got stamina and all this kind of stuff. They're gonna try to paint the season as a success. If there is no success unless the team gets to the plan. They're gonna say, and then they're gonna make excuses for the team by saying, well, Zion and BI was hurt. That's why the Pelicans didn't make the playoffs. That's a lie. When the Pelicans had Zion and BI, they were still losing games. Games against teams that they should have beat. Games against teams when their starters don't play, but the role players show up and kill them. Games against teams where they didn't play defense. Games they lost because they didn't hit free throws. Games against teams when they disrespected the ball by turning it over. Like what Eric Bledsoe was doing 4 times in this matchup when he was trying to throw upfield passes without scanning the field and threw it right to the opposing player. And the guy came down and hit the shot. I mean, come on, man. Go ahead, DC.
I mean, a lot of this is based on a lot of different factors, man. Eric Bledsoe is a huge piece of the pie, you know what I'm saying? Because I think any point guard that we would have got that doesn't provide shooting with what we already got was Zion and Brandon Ingram. I mean, we got the number one guy in the league in points in the paint per game. And then you got a guy who's probably the number one most inconsistent from the perimeter as your point guard. It's not a good mix unless he got like a Rondo skill set or something where he can do that. And we already got Lonzo Ball to kind of fill that, but and he's actually a very efficient three-point shooter. So what Bledsoe wants to do is attack and penetrate the paint. And when he does that, he actually looks halfway decent. I understand why you so hot after this game, and I would be hot too, bro, because I'm hot too because
DC, what good is him penetrating?
Wait, hold up,
getting to the paint. He can't hit the free throw. What you talking about?
It ain't about him hitting the free throws. It's about when he attacks the paint and he's aggressive. A lot of times when he gets to his little spots, he can score, but he's so unconfident and so like wavering on what he is as a player. It's like he's unsure of himself. He's not even doing the stuff he can do. And that's what makes it very frustrating. And then at the same time, that's why I kept campaigning for him to be with the second team, because it would be more wide open for him to be able to do that. Because you would have, if they would have been playing a Wenyen Gable, who you see can hit 3-point shots. You know what I'm saying? You got James Johnson who can hit some 3-point shots. We had Najee Marshall. This whole thing has been the Pelicans trying to figure stuff out all year and basically just not having a real good game plan on what they wanted to do. This still was an extension of last year, in my opinion. So I'm piggybacking off. I think was that Damien who asked us the question about Van Gundy, and starting Bledsoe, was that the cause for the season? That's what I'm kind of answering. But it was a combination of stuff, man. I mean, the way we put the roster together, the trade we pulled off to get Bledsoe, you know what I'm saying? As far as what it did for us this year, I know they're looking for the sustainable future. You know, that's what we keep being told. But, man, it was so many different directions we could have went. I mean, we probably could have got an undrafted guy, man, and found some type of guy to play point guard and still came out better. I mean, number one on the list, you got to be able to shoot the three-pointer. Like that should have been number one. I mean, we got a guy that can score 20 points in the paint. We need somebody who shoot threes at all 3 perimeter positions. Everybody at those positions got to be able to shoot threes efficiently and effectively. And my thing is, we got Eric Bledsoe, and every game he gonna give you an air ball. Oh, he gonna give you an air ball a break from 3-point line. Not once a week, but every game. Every game, Q. It's like clock. You can set your clock to that shit. You getting the air ball, or possibly an air ball and a brick from the 3-point line. You know what I'm saying? He got the skill to be able to get a foul and get to the line. But like you said, if you're not going to make the free throws, what does it really matter? But enough about Eric Bledsoe, man. Stan Van Gundy, and the way that he hasn't adjusted to me, to being able to play young guys and trusting them more. It took so long for guys that we knew could play to gain his trust to be able to get some minutes. That, I mean, now we're seeing it, and it's like Jackson Hayes is ascending. You see Kyra at peaks and valleys. Sometimes it kind of goes up and down, but his minutes go up and then they go down. You got Najee Marshall. Wake up, Q. I'm putting you to sleep.
Bro. I'm upset, like what you're saying. We've been saying that all season long, bro.
Right.
About this man opening up the bench. We've been telling people about what William Gabriel can do, about Billy Hernan Gomez, about all
Najee
these
Marshall.
players. This man took forever to start learning what we were telling them the whole season. Go back and watch the tapes of all these 60-plus games this season, all the reports that we did in between are talking about all this stuff, hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of Pelican talk, talking about these players. And this dude finally, William Gabriel, and then knocking the last
12
quarter
games of the season to play
the man in there playing defense, high energy method. He hit 2 3-pointers tonight. I mean, this guy, and he waited forever to play this man. KLJ is small minutes, but Eric Bledsoe stinking it up, but KLJ can't get extra burn. I mean, this guy was absolutely just a dinosaur in figuring out that Najee Marshall can play. And then ultimately, Najee Marshall played so well for the Pelicans to earn an extension.
The biggest disappointment, Q. The biggest one, bro. And me and you, I think we were screaming it from the rooftops for after maybe about 20 games into the season. Why do you not give NAW more minutes? We were saying that shit every Pelicans post game, bro.
So frustrating.
It's like every Pelicans post game. It's like you gotta give NAW. He giving you more than Eric Bledsoe. He coming off the bench. It got to the point where we was probably about 40 games in the season. We were like, well, we know you're not going to bench Eric Bledsoe. But just make sure you play NAW 24 minutes, 25 minutes.
We said it all Billy Hernan, Gomez, and the list goes on and on and on about finding the proper rotation off the bench and finding a proper 5 to substitute the 5 that you haven't started. We had to get him away from staggering players. He finally stopped staggering players. He finally stopped doing it. You don't hear him asking about staggering no more. We were saying that's wrong. We've been calling it. It's frustrating because we kept saying, I've been saying Bledsoe needs to be benched because he does not deserve to start. And you don't give it to him because you feel like you don't have nobody else. It's about what you do to maintain your starting level. He does not deserve to start on any NBA team, let alone the Pelicans, because of how he's playing, passing up on 3-point shots because he's non-confident. When a player exhibiting that type of bullshit mentality, you sit him down and let him play his way back into it, either off the bench or earn reps through practice. But this guy is so desperate and maintaining Bledsoe and keeping him on the court that you letting guys with way more upside like KLJ, who could be one of the fastest point guard in the league, that get points just because of his speed. You won't let him get out there in enough minutes to learn anything.
Hold up. When he get out there, they put KLJ standing around waiting to shoot a spot up 3-pointer. That ain't even his game.
That's not his game.
Like, man, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So
that's not his game.
A lot of it, is just not knowing who's who and what they can do.
How you don't know?
Wait.
We know. How you don't? You the coach of the team. You got a scouting department. You got a general manager who's a mute, who doesn't do nothing but clean windows and wipe floors down. He don't do nothing else.
That man dap all the players off after the game. Stop.
He's the handshake coordinator, the moral coordinator. You got a whole scouting department. I don't have no scouting department. It's me and DC, and we knew all of this. How you don't know what we know? How?
You're right, bro. You're right.
How?
But the one thing I look at, and they bringing Van Gundy back next year, yo. Let's be real. We could talk about us not needing him, not wanting him. We know he coming back. The man signed a 4-year contract. You got what you got. Ain't the worst. Jerry say good night. It ain't the worst coach in the world, but I do believe his whole routine, the way that he wants to do stuff, the way that he did things in the NBA a couple of years ago, all of that's dead. And I don't know if it's taking him that long to adapt because of that. If it's the COVID thing, we got him back next year. So we got to hope these extra practice reps, him having time, and God forbid the next damn rookie we get, man. Lord, I hope he gets some minutes. Him having this offseason, having time, figure out what the guys can do, figure out better ways. But Van Gundy ain't going nowhere. But what I want to see the Pelicans do, we need to sign an offensive genius. We need somebody that can really kickstart our offense. Because honestly, family, from what I've been seeing, especially these last few games, as hard as we just went on Van Gundy and Eric Bledsoe and all of that, I think our defense can be top-notch with Van Gundy as the coach. But we need to figure out a more creative scheme for our offense, because this just is we harping on Eric Bledsoe. He's probably the sore thumb that sticks out there. But even a lot of times when we had B.I. and Zion out there, man, it starts to look repetitive. You know what I'm saying? When we get in the crunch scenarios where we really need points, you know, you don't always see what you see from other teams. But even with all that being said, we had like we were like 8th, I think 9th in points per game. So it ain't like we're at the bottom of the barrel. But I think we need an injection of offensive genius to help take us to the next level and improve a lot of this stuff, man. And Van Gundy got to figure these rotations out, Q, because they be all over the place, bro, especially when we had our players back. Like you said, we were saying who needed to play, and it just took forever. It almost until somebody got injured. That's the only time it would get figured out, when somebody got hurt. So I guess Van Gundy goes off of what he saw in a little practice time they got, because I don't know. But even if that's the case, I kept hearing how amazing Kyra was in practice, and he ain't played till about 25 games to the season, felt like. You know, he's just sitting over there forever. But it's a lot of things we can improve on, and I think a lot of things they will improve on, man. We just, I don't want to say hope for the best, because I ain't really into hoping, but the truth of the matter is we were so below what we could have been this year that they don't have anywhere to go but up. They can only get better, because even though we got 31 wins, I mean, this could have easily been a 44, 45 win team. Easily. You know, there was at least 10 games or so we just gave away at the end of games. Yeah, we young. We got to figure it out and all of that. But my philosophy is, if we would have played some of the right guys, we wouldn't even been that close at the end of the game, in my opinion.
Well. All I can say at the end of the day, DC, 3 games remaining in the season there.
A playoff picture?
This is the playoff picture currently.
Our name up there?
In the playing tournament, Pelicans. You see,
I don't see our name up there.
No, you just outside there with San Antonio sitting at the 10th spot. You see right there. And then, of course, you see where Memphis is there as well. So Pelicans on the outside looking in on the playoff picture here.
Oh, yeah.
And 3 games remaining, family. Like I said,
got to win all 3. And the Spurs got to lose all 4. It's the only way we getting in.
That's going to be tough, but it's not impossible. So we'll be here the whole step of the way. The Pelican post game report will not fold its tent and said that we are suspending the next 3 games of the season because of this, that, and the third. No, we will be here.
Big Sean, don't the fat lady ain't sung yet, bro. Don't be saying stuff and that check bounce, bro. You know what I'm saying? You might not be able to cash that one player. Y'all still got some tough games, man. I don't know if they got an easy game in there for y'all. And I understand you saying y'all play up against elite teams, but I think the scenarios matter. Maybe we need to look the Spurs they schedule up again, man. See who they got to play. Because if those guys are still playing for something, that might matter as well. Maybe a few guys trying to move up in their situation as far as the playoffs that play the Spurs.
Well, I mean, they do have a very difficult schedule, but the Pelicans have to be able to finish out with what they're doing as well. We got to be able to beat who we got. We got 3 games remaining against the Mavericks, followed by Golden State. Mavericks on the road, Golden State on the road, and then of course you have matchup against the Lakers at the back end of the season. So I mean, to a degree, they have to take care of business too. And I'm more concerned about us getting these last 3 wins than I am about them. Like we couldn't afford to lose these games, and that's just, in my opinion, that's why I was so just upset about it. Because as a veteran, if your name is Bledsoe, you know exactly what you're facing with. You know exactly what's going on. You couldn't afford to lose these games, and and it is what it is. They lost, but this is the Spurs schedule that's up on here. They got Brooklyn on the 12th Wednesday. They got Brooklyn, and then the next game after that, they got New York, and then Phoenix back-to-back matchups. Do they lose all those games? Be tough. Brooklyn and New York are playing tough right now. Phoenix is a difficult out with Monty Williams there, but man.
Yeah, I know y'all just blowed out the Bucks, Big Sean, bro, but I mean, it's just one game, and I don't know the mentality of these other teams you're going to play. Everybody ain't going to come in there and roll over like the Bucks did. The Bucks might have been actually sleep on y'all, and I mean, I can understand why. Y'all lost, win, lost, so they probably thought they was going to come in there and, get an easy victory, and y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. I mean, y'all scored 87 points on the Bucks in the first half, man. I don't think that's gonna happen the next time y'all play. That's a little bit of an anomaly there, unless y'all just what y'all was holding back till the last 4 games of the season. It'll really shock me, but maybe y'all do beat one of these teams or a couple of them, man. We gonna see, but we just pointing out the facts here that y'all track record clearly shows y'all like what 5-2. Over the last 7, and I ain't talking about wins. I'm talking about losses. So, what would it be for y'all to lose 4 more? Y'all was just on a 5 or 6 game losing streak. So, I'm just saying, player, don't get too hyped. Because trust me, we Pelicans fans here, we'll get some losses and then we get a win. Oh, everything gonna change. Followed by some more losses.
You never know. You're right, DC. Because the truth of the matter is, I think BI, word on the streets, BI will be ready for this Dallas matchup. And we could have him for the rest of the season. That could make a difference for us because we definitely need another offensive dynamo, to help us out, get there. And, of course, if we can get there, we can get help from Josh Hart, who will return as well. So it's a lot riding on these next 3 wins. And if the team goes and have another performance like it had tonight against Dallas, they basically – laid down on their own swords, and I have no respect for that. I really do. You're supposed to fight like hell to get these wins, and that wasn't what we seen tonight. I mean, I did see them fighting like hell, knowing that they had no choice. No matter, we had to throw it all to the winds. We had to beat this team, and they were beatable tonight. Morant didn't take them apart. He was self-checked, and I mean, Morant had a terrible game, 12-12.
Yeah, I can't say it was.
Morant didn't cut him.
Defense.
It wasn't.
It was off, man.
Their defense was off. Ja Morant had a poorish game. The Pelicans missed a bunch of free throws. We didn't execute. We turned the ball over in the wrong times of the game.
It's becoming a bad trend, though, Big Q. I mean, we complain about the free throws, but more games than not, we at least be in the 70 percentile, bro. Like we starting to touch the 60s on the regular. Like we just getting worse.
You're not going to be able. And like I said, you go back and you look over the games you lost. A lot of these games you lost by close. Go look at the free throw shooting in the game. The Pelicans could have won the game at the line. I've been saying it the entire season. If you're not good fundamentally, defense, you don't have to be a top 5 defensive club. If you're a top 15 defensive club, or even top 12, top 15 club, you're going to win games. If you respect the ball, keep the turnovers down, you're going to win games. If you hit a higher percent if the Pelicans were a 78 or 79 or 80% free throw shooting team, you would have at least five more wins now than what you have now. A lot of these games, including tonight game, was lost at the line. The Pelicans missed 7 free throw shots today. Fam, they lost by 5 today. If they would have hit more of the free throws, they could have won. Bledsoe he missed shots. I mean, I ain't gonna get on Bledsoe no more. I'm sick of him. But at the end of the day, we losing these games because we're not fundamental. I mean, and it's just ridiculous, man. 60 plus games and the veterans. I can understand the young guys struggling because they hadn't been here before. But what's the veterans' excuse? What's Bledsoe excuse for the crappy, shitty play that we seeing him witness when you know you cannot lose these games in this type of atmosphere? When you got 4 games left, you lose this game to a team ahead of you, can't afford to lose these games. Now we need every game now, and now you look, and it's just pathetic, man. It is. And Van Gundy's going to march this sorry bastard out here tomorrow again. I mean, in a couple of days again. He does not deserve the right to start for anybody's team. He does not. He has not earned the right. He needs to be demoted as soon as possible. He needs to be demoted. I mean, he is a danger to him hurting you getting into the play-in. You can't have that sorrowful play there anymore. You can't. He's proven that he's not worthy of that position. So anyway, we're going to do that for the show. But listen, Damon says, just being real Q, DC, if BI don't come back because we need scoring, we probably cancel Christmas these last 3 games because elite teams are serious. Them teams are fighting for seeds. Yeah, they're in the crutch of the matter. Dallas, Memphis was doing the same thing. Mm-hmm. Dallas tonight. And then, of course, Golden State. Everybody that you played is fighting and jostling for playoff position. Even the Eastern Conference teams that we just got playing. The loss to Philly. We beat Charlotte. Charlotte's jostling for playoff time. So all these teams on the back of the schedule are fighting for opportunities to get to the playoffs.
I don't care about that. I feel like even if they fighting, man, you should have a mentality that you won't be the spoiler. Like, go out there and get some wins, man. It's about pride at this point. Even if we do get eliminated from the playoff race, it's about pride and fight and will and determination, man. Stop somebody who from getting the seeding that they want. Make life hard on them. Shit, they've been making life hard on you all year. Nobody don't care about what you going through. Zion getting hacked and us being hurt and all that. Us being young, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? So that should be the mentality. And when teams have that type of mentality, I've seen below average talent teams, which we're not below average talent wise, but we obviously wouldn't have all our talent because our superstars wouldn't beat up. But I've seen teams with no superstars beat elite teams just based on that because they rallied and had the mentality to play the spoiler and we'll mess somebody else's season up the way yours got messed up. And it's a sense of fulfillment in that, you know what I'm saying? It's something to build off next year. Just try to finish as strong as you possibly can. You know what I'm saying? And Michael, I see you, bro. We do talk about them being back-to-backs, and we know there was tough games. We didn't mention it being a back-to-back tonight because we look at this game like you don't never hear nobody when they're in the playoffs talk about, and it was a back-to-back and it was difficult. Man, I don't want to hear that. Like, you got to win this game. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember the last time Memphis played. For all we know, Memphis could have been on a back-to-back too. You know, it don't matter because this game is more important for you than it is for other teams because if you lose this game, you know, your season is over. If you want your season to keep going, you should be able to pull up enough strength or muster it up from somewhere to be able to keep your season going, man. It's just one of them games that you can't really hang your head on the whole back-to-back thing. I mean, back-to-backs are tough on everybody. And, you know, every team in the NBA had way more of them than normal this year due to their regular schedule. But that still ain't an excuse. And I ain't trying to let them off the hook because it was a back-to-back and it's a tough game. This is a team you done beat 5 times, dominated. I understand we had BI or at least Zion for those games, but still, it's a beatable team. You had a track record of beating them. You knew what you needed to do, and you know we didn't execute, man.
All right, DC, we're going to cut out on that, man. That's enough for tonight, man. This was terrible. We got a couple of days. We'll be back for the Dallas Mavericks recap. 3 games, the final 3 contests left. The Pelicans season hangs on the line. They got to win every game. And then they gotta now they gotta beg from help from San Antonio to lose every game. This is where we are. This is what happens when you don't take care of your business. That's why I'm upset tonight, because they had this game in hand. If they could just hit the goddamn free throws, the 65% at the smelly line tonight, and they're supposed to be professionals, can't even hit free throws. Nobody challenging you. Nobody sticking a hand in your face at the charity stripe. And you mean to tell me you're going to turn in a 65% effort tonight?
Yeah.
When 5 points of the 7 that you missed could have tied the game, it's just more the same. 65% from the free throw line in 4 games remaining in the season for a playoff berth. Pathetic, sad and gutless. So this is pathetic, man. Now we have to beat Dallas, who's playing good. You got to get Golden State, who you should have beat twice in your own building because they weren't playing that fantastic. And of course, we got the Lakers, which LeBron is supposed to be ready for that game as well. So you put yourself in the position where we got to get 3 wins. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. We've got to get it. If not, season over with. That's what we are now. At the 60 plus flipping games, we get down to a must-win scenario where we done lost as much as we can lose, and we can't lose no more. So, I mean, here we go. We'll see how it all shakes. DC, I'm going to give you the phrase that pays for the night, my friend. You get to deal with that shit.
Well, look, it's tough sometimes, y'all, but through and through, win or lose, we with the flock. So when they come in your face talking trash to you about your Pelicans, you politely tell them in a not so polite way, in whatever accent you choose, to get the flock out of here and go flock yourself. Ah!
I really don't. I mean, listen, I just want to fly over the top of Eric Bledsoe as a Pelican and drop something on top, right on top of his goddamn head. Not just on this cone, right on top of his head. And it ain't gonna be for good luck. But anyway, thank the flock for joining us for this one. Much love to y'all. Appreciate y'all for joining us on this one, DC. Good show. We'll see you in a couple of days for the Dallas Mavericks show. We got 3 left to go. 3 shows left to go.
We're gonna beat Dallas every time, but we the king of surviving on life support. As Damien would call, he been calling that life support all night. Every time you think they about to pull that ventilation plug on us, boy, the Pelicans come storming in. No, leave it plugged in. Don't you touch that. You better get the flock out of here. So we about to beat Dallas, man. I'm already letting y'all know we're going to be back in here talking about a victory, talking about the Pels still being in the playoff race. You just watch.
All right. Well, that's it. We're going to chime out on that. Go Pels to the family members. Appreciate y'all chiming in. And we'll see you later. Go Pels.
You're listening to the Pelicans post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.